public works costs to rural areas will set a dangerous and unfair precedent, and for such should be carefully considered. Historically, vehicle purchase of this type has not been approved through the shared budgets, and maintaining consistency in our funding approach is important for fairness and transparency.
I'm struggling with this one, I will be honest, not because I don't think we need a vehicle. My concern is, do we need another four-wheel drive truck? Do we need something that's a little more fuel efficient for running? And I guess I don't know the answer to that question.
Okay. So. All in favor? Contrary minded? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Motion carried. Thank you very much, Council. Arena ventilation.
I think the whole meeting is presented a couple of quotes for ventilation in the refrigeration plant at Hillsborough Arena to bring us into compliance with the current code in terms of extracting the air as ammonia. The further details I am also presented at committee level.
I'll make that motion. I looked at where the Hillsborough Arena ammonia plant rule required a compliant emergency exhaust ventilation system to meet provincial health, safety, and environmental standards. And whereas quotations were received from qualified contractors, including Black and McDonald and Simcoe Refrigeration from all industries that have been reviewed for the scope, cost, and compliance. And whereas failure to act promptly would prolong known safety and regulatory risk. Be it resolved the council approval initially to proceed with the Black and Mac quote to provide the required ventilation system at a cost of $23,177 plus HST.
Second, Jonah. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. 2026 PMHP project, scenic drive shoulder and swale reconstruction.
At the committee of the whole, it was before the council that the cost of the 2026 PMH project have increased since it was first estimated and when it presented to DCI. And it was proposed that the additional costs are covered. We did get a response back from DCI as to whether or not they would have additional funding for 2026, and the answer was no. It's already committed for that year. No other changes to the detail was given at the committee on.
Need a motion?
Yes.
Somebody,
I move that whereas the municipality of Fundy Albert has received updated cost estimates for the 2026 provincial municipal highway program PMHP project on Scenic Drive, Bucket Hill to Route 114 in Alma. And whereas the updated estimate of $185,500 exceeds the approved $125,000 PMHP funding envelope, 119,000 DTI and 6,000 municipal. And whereas the Department of Transportation and Infrastructure DTI has confirmed that no additional provincial funding is available under the 2026 PMHP program. And whereas council has been provided with a report outlining the available options, associated risk and financial implications for consideration. Therefore, be it resolved that council approve the additional funds to complete the full scope of works as proposed by Envelope Incorporated.
second. Jonah, or. Any questions? All in favor? Answer.
The extra funding, where we're gonna find it? There's 60,000 that we're short, correct?
We do have some reserves, as and specifically from Alma, that can go into ditches and culverts. That's around 72,000, so that's an option. Or we can also put some away this year for projects in Alma that we didn't complete. And but we have budgeted temporarily in our draft for.
Any questions?
So the only thing I would add here is that I think, that's great, but I think that information should be added to the motion of where those funds are actually gonna be delivered from. Or taken from.
Dave?
I have more of a statement than a motion. Comment, I should just respectfully state. In this budget, Englobe is the engineering company. And, I've said this before around the I'll say it again, I think we need to look a lot harder for some new engineering firms. The cost of this project is quite significant just from engineering, and this is a pretty basic project. I just want that to be on record that we need to start looking harder, not just Englobe. Just been a couple issues that arose. I'm not pleased with, and they have not been willing to come to the table to fix. And I am not shy to publicly state that. And I think we need to do better, and that's why I'm making a statement. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we have a motion, and we have a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Nay.
So. Yay? 3-2.
In your vote.
I think it needs to be fixed. Yes.
I do too. But the reason I said what I said, the next time we do, I will be very happy to do it.
And I think it's only wise that we look at other, engineering firms. And, not always have our eggs in one basket, so. Sir?
Mayor, so at the end of November, we're actually putting an RFQ out for engineering services. We'll also be doing that with insurance and a couple other suppliers that we have, just because you should be doing that every 2 years anyway. And we'll be doing that in November.
Gary. Bylaws. Law number 2025-03, fund the Alberta Emergency Measures bylaw, first reading by title only and second reading by second. Who would be so kind?
I move that first reading by title only be given to bylaw number 2025-03, fund the Alberta Emergency Measures bylaw.
Second by Jim Coates. Any question? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay.
In the second.
Then also the second reading by second only by given to bylaw number 2025-03. Funding hours for emergency measures bylaw sections as follows. Definitions, duties of council, emergency measure committee. 4, emergency response plan. 5, general. 6, state of local emergency. 7, suburban. 8, retail. And 9, intention. I will. So moved. Seconded.
Second.
Councilor again, any question? All in favor? Carried. Your council statements of inquiries, who'd like to go first? I'm happy. That's positive. Mr. Shaw.
I would just like to state that I'm happy as well. But with how the budget deliberations have gone so far, it's very, very smooth. We've had a couple of bumps along the way, but we've got them ironed out. We all still got all of our teeth, we haven't tackled each other, it's been a very, been a change per se, and I want to thank everybody for that. And just to let everybody know that from November 10th, November 28th. I will be traveling and will be around for a time.
We have a wonderful crowd. Heather?
Perfect. Just a couple of things here. So I've mentioned in a couple of previous meetings, a request to look into what we call a dry hydrant. For the ward of Lower Coverdale. Preliminary discussions with Chief True, from the review fire department has suggested this would be a welcome asset. So I'm just asking if we could move forward with future dialogue with, the fire department and, see where that might lead us. And if that happens in the interim, it might be something that we could add to the budget moving forward. Just a couple of things. We did receive an email, I believe, from Mayor Campbell, recently asking for dialogue related to the PHMP priorities. And I'm wondering if, this will be discussed and how we are going to submit that response to DTI. So that should be, I guess, put on the agenda, or there should be some discussion on that, because it is important for the non-PMHA to have their priorities listed within DTI as well. And lastly, I did explain that, from the very beginning stage of the design and planning of the Greensboro Lagoon, I've been involved. It was actually myself who started the communication with ELG in the village. Therefore, I asked to be included ongoing discussions, with ELG, with the process, as it moves forward. And that's it for me.
Thank you.
Just a couple things for me. One, Remembrance Day, there is a service in Riverside, Albert on November 10th and in Alma for November 11th. The budget survey that the administration has put out on all of our behalf will expire tomorrow, November 5th. So if you haven't had a chance to do it, please complete it. And there's budget consultations on November 12th in Hillsborough and November 13th in Riverside, Albert, beginning at 6 to 8 p.m. each night. And so we do hope to see a lot of constituents out for those meetings. The Wi-Fi here is very poor, just in case nobody figured that out earlier. Two more things for me. The gazebo has completed after 3 years of talking about the Alma gazebo. It's officially, I hope it's off the agenda now. Is it done? I'm not kidding, is it done?
It's pretty much, I've got to do some landscaping.
So my excitement's premature, as I'm just.
It's still there, sorry, sorry for months. But there's a bit of landscaping we can do around it, and there's certain some of the curbstones. I'm going to get a dedication platform now as well to commemorate the year and kind of
Perfect.
show appreciation for those who are involved.
Yeah, well, it's very exciting because it's one of the things I think I've mentioned before, since this municipality went in, we've talked about the gazebo from January 2023 till today. So, just looking to see if there's any update on the audit.
Not since last update I gave you.
Okay.
They're still, 2023. So we don't, I don't have a whole lot of control over that unless I go down there to the audit myself.
And is there a problem with you doing that? I guess,
I'm almost at that point.
well, so are we. I guess it's frustrating. This is our last budget, this municipal council, and we haven't seen an audit since we started.
When I came on board, we did sign the agreement and very shortly to bring that forward. The auditor is the one that's lagging on getting his work done. And the last I heard, she was out for 5 days, she was sick. So, and I know E6 is contacting them as well. So we are in contact with them and pushing them to get the 2023 done so we can hand over the books for 2024.
I do appreciate that, and I think the constituents that have been speaking to me are concerned. If this was a regular business and you didn't turn in an audit to the bank, you probably wouldn't be in operation 3 years later. So,
And not to say excuses, but we're not the only ones in this situation in the province. And we were one of the most complicated municipalities to amalgamate.
And still are.
Provinces, and we're still are feeling, we have. 300 everything plus biggest municipality, we had 20 entities to amalgamate, so it was quite difficult to do, but. It's in the auditor's hands now, so we're pushing as quickly as we can.
That was it for me. Thank you.
Right.
So update on Golf Club Road, the pipe has been constructed, put together, they've had a few hiccups. For the contractors, work with the engineers, they worked them out, they're going forward, it's been raining the last few days, so they've been bucked up with that, but then we're still working around it. Which is good, that should be completed within a reasonable amount of time. In one of our budget conversations, we were talking about this paperwork that the public works were filling out. And administration was gonna go back and itemize where the times on these papers, is anything come forward of that?
We have, we did a analysis based on the debt that we do have, but we do need a full year. I just can't run off of one season and figure out what the split is. I mean, I need a whole year. So we're actually, we have a meeting next week with a company that has some software where it goes on through the cell phone, so they can start learning to hit a button. They're off to the rink, so I hit the rink checkbox and they drop down, okay, I'm at the rink in Hillsborough, or I'm at the rec center in Riverside, Albert, and this will give us the data that we need to properly see where we're spending our time. I know a lot of it's driving, unfortunately, but that's the nature of it.
You referred to a bit of it, so these reports have been done.
We have, I think.
We had 2 rounds worth of snapshot for the summer season.
For the summer season, yeah.
Okay, so they started basically June or July. That's all they're done.
And this software we should have implemented here next. Before Christmas, that's my goal, is to have it in there.
Okay.
And we do need a full year's worth of data.
Perfect, thank you. For me.
Okay, guess that's it. South, it's been busy, started in, as far as October goes, I didn't keep 100% track, but I know we were 3 days at UMNB meetings, and then throughout October, I think I had 20 other meetings. That doesn't include emails and phone calls, so we're all busy, we're all doing the best we can, and nobody's slacking off. It doesn't seem to be much time for anybody. Our council's working hard and trying to pull it together as well as the staff are, so. They still sweep some nights, so that's a positive. And also the motions and resolutions. None?
Yep, so I do have a.
Yeah.
Yep. So when we received a request stating safety concerns in relation to the corner of Bloomfield and Hugefield Road in Lower Coverdale for children getting on the school bus in the morning. Therefore, I bring this notice of motion to council forward and would support the install of this street light.
That's a motion, so we need a second.
So what was the streets are Bloomfield or?
The corner of Bloomfield and Petersfield in Lower Coverdale.
We need a second.
I'll second.
Second button. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
There.
Just one, two, like, on.
At this point, yes, so then from now on, we do, since we just approved the streetlight policy, that will now be active for
This is the last one.
Yep.
Doesn't make it easier,
pardon me, sorry.
should make it easier.
Absolutely.
Okay. For all public statements and inquiries. Go ahead, sir.
The contract was signed with E6. Checking on, do you have budget left or have you overspent?
Don't believe we have overspent.
We still have a good chunk of it left that will cover